Hello and welcome back to the Pit and Paddock Race Show. We're back in the studio after a harrowing week undercover at the Red Bull and Ferrari facilities. Dan, I'm glad to see you got out safely.
It was a bit of a rough time. Not easy. Horner kept promising me a shot at Perez's seat if I'd only come back to his place for a special dinner. It was a little rough. I don't want to talk about it, actually.
Fair enough. I was largely ignored at Ferrari after making a name tag that said race strategist.
Did they know what that meant, or?
No, I even wrote it in Italian.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, I guess we should get started off with NASCAR this week, where the Cup Series made its only trip to Pocono, Pennsylvania, and put on the exact kind of race you would expect from Pocono. The only way to pass was gambling on pit strategy, which is what Ryan Blaney's engineer did. He pitted right before the end of Stage 2, and he gave up some stage points, but he got the track position he needed to get the win. Hamlin came in second, with Bowman rounding out the podium. The NASCAR podium, obviously.
They don't really have that,
No, they don't. But it was pretty much a long day of follow the leader.
Sort of like Monaco in a tri-oval.
Yeah, with less boats.
Yeah. That's right, they have really nice boats in Monaco, don't they?
Not the fake Miami boats either.
Oh yeah, that's right. Miami drew some boats on the water so that it would look like there were boats.
The first two stages went exactly like every other race does, with the Gibbs cars winning both of them. And Hamlin actually ended the race with more points than the winner due to the stage bonuses.
Well, it was good to see Ford get another rare win. I'm sure they wish their electric car sales could do so well.
A lot of speeding penalties on pit road. It kind of reset the field, like right around lap 120. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Ty Gibbs dropped out of the top 10 to the back of the field, which kind of reset the race there for a little bit.
Hey, my man Gilligan finished in the wall, which is now his new average finishing position.
Wall.
The wall. It used to be like 15th, now it's just the wall.
I think his brake rotor exploded while running in the top 20 again.
Yeah, probably after it saw the awful C.H. Reed paint scheme on his car. I don't even know what that is.
It wasn't as good. Even the generator one's better than that.
Yeah, it was pretty lame. Was it probably like a car sales place?
Can we get the pickle back, please?
The pickle was cool. I like the pickle.
What is it? Kyle Busch is continuing his worst year ever, crashing out with 42 laps to go. This time, Corey LaJoie decided to help him out. Busch later said that he thought the local sniper team had LaJoie covered. Apparently he did not.
Is it too soon for that joke?
No. It could have been, though. It could have been too soon.
Oh, yeah. If the bullet had been an inch over, then it would be too soon for that joke.
Then what happened? With about 23 laps to go, little Ty Gibbs' car blew up. And then Blaney was pretty much able to hold Hamlin off the last 23 laps and get the win. Not anything super interesting. Just a standard Pocono race, pretty much.
I thought Pocono would be better. I thought there would be more excitement.
I like to think that just because the track looks so different.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of it has to do with, because every turn is so different, they can't get a good, they can't be good in any of the turns. They're just sort of okay in all of them.
Phoenix is kind of like that. It's got, like 1 and 2 are different than 3 and 4. Or is it now? Is it still 1 and 2? Yeah.
Yes.
No. Or is it 4 and 1? I don't know. They moved.
They switched the track backwards.
Yeah, it's like 4 and 1 is different.
Phoenix also doesn't have a great amount of passing either, so I guess that's kind of similar.
Yeah, that's true.
Paint schemes this weekend, I was not impressed. The Cup schemes were all the same and or awful, pretty much. So I'll jump to the Busch series, because at least I found one good one. Patrick Emmerling in the 07 Camelback Ranch Resort Chevrolet is what it was. I don't know what that is, but the car had a T-Rex on it, so... And I don't know why it had a T-Rex, but it did. So that was my number one.
What? Camelback Ranch? Like Phoenix Camelback? Scottsdale Camelback Ranch?
Camelback Resort, I think. I don't even know where it's at or what it is, but there was a T-Rex.
Oh, I know. I wanted the T-Rex car, but somebody already picked it. So I'm going with the number 14 Massey car. It looked like it had a superhero Trump in the left rear quarter panel. Did you see? There was like some little buffed up topless guy with like a flag wrapped all around him, and then it had kind of the reddish colored hair and the Trump wave. So I thought they had a Trump on the back.
Oh, I'll have to take another look at that one.
Yeah.
A few paint schemes that are not that great. I'll start with the number 7 Corey LaJoie car that says Parody in Paris. What is it and why is it on the car?
Sounds like a bunch of commie gobbledygook.
That's right. I did look it up. And it says, quote, the 2024 Paris Olympics will make history by achieving numerical gender parity on the fields of play, ensuring equal representation of male and female athletes.
Yeah, that's exactly a bunch of commie gobbledygook.
Yes.
I actually thought it said party in Paris, which makes a lot of sense.
I kind of wish they would have went with that. That sounds like a lot more fun.
Yeah, party in Paris. I'm giving out a special award for gayest paint scheme to number 15 Barry, Bush car. He had just lots of pink and lavender. Like, I don't know, squares and rectangles, and I don't know what was going on. He even beat out Bowman's Puppies and Kittens scheme for gayest paint scheme.
Uh-oh, the puppies and kittens.
Yeah.
I've got one for the number 47, Ricky Stenhouse, in a Sugarland Sippin' Cream. I looked it up to see what Sippin' Cream was, and apparently someone in the South was upset that they can't get completely smashed and get diabetes at the same time. So thankfully Sugarlands decided to add moonshine to a giant pile of sugar.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
No, it's not. I would try some.
Yeah, I had some jokes about Sippin' Cream, but they'd all get us demonetized.
Let's leave the vice president out of this.
Wait, the current vice president or
Yes.
the maybe gonna soon to be vice president?
The current one.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, okay, I just thought of something else, but should probably not say that either.
We're going to pack that away.
Okay.
In other news that's not related to the boring Pocono race, the Cup Series is planning to use alternate tires at Richmond next month. So what they're going to get is 3 of the option sets and 6 regular sets for the weekend. The option uses the same compound as the wet weather tires that they've used, but without the tread, obviously. And then
So it's the same compound, even
It's-
though it's going to be on a hotter surface? I think
Yes.
It's the same compound. Because the groove tires are even stickier because it's so cool.
yeah, they ran out. The idea is it'll be quicker, but run out faster, and try to mix up the strategies, create
Yeah.
some passing. Pretty much at this point, NASCAR will do anything but just add more horsepower to the cars.
How about a nitro boost button for NASCAR, like Fortnite has? I use that all the time in Fortnite.
Sounds like something the Penske team could help us install in the cars, huh?
I'm sure they could. Maybe a cow catcher too. You can get a cow catcher in Fortnite and take down whole buildings. But that might take out the catch fence though.
Blue turtle shell.
Yeah. Mario?
That's the
Is
one
that
that
Mario
takes out the
Brothers?
leader. Next week, NASCAR is heading to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the return of the Brickyard 400 on the oval
Yes.
instead of the road course.
Is that going to be any better?
It will be different. I don't know. After seeing Pocono, I'm not, because the tracks kind of run similar.
Yeah.
So I don't have super high hopes for the race, but
Well, the Brickyard's pretty flat.
yeah.
And I don't know about... Pocono's got a lot more banking to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't want to keep my hopes up and have some wishful thinking about it.
Positive Possum is believing
Yeah.
that it's going to work. On to IndyCar, where they had a 2-for-1 race weekend in Iowa. Both won by TeamCheater.com, also known as Penske. Scotty McCheater won on Saturday and Willpower on Sunday.
You didn't get a cheater into his name. I guess we'll find one for next week.
He was the least of all cheaters.
That's true. He didn't get a points penalty, did he?
No, wait, is McCheater's not American, is he? He's British, right?
New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, cheater.
Cheating. Race 1 started with a pretty big crash on lap 1 that took out Grosjean's and Malukas.
Oh, yeah, and both of the title sponsors' cars.
Oops.
What was it, like Hybrid Seed or something was the sponsor?
Ivy was one of them, and the other one was something. I don't remember their sponsor.
It took out both sponsors. Oh, that's sad.
That was rough. Sorry, guys. Then on the restart, I think Newgarden shot around like 10 cars immediately.
Oh, almost like he had pushed a pass when no one else had pushed a pass.
I don't believe he would ever do something like that.
Yeah, they got more practice time than any team with the hybrid engine when they were doing all the testing. Somehow it seemed to always be Penske that was doing the testing.
Weird how that works out.
Exactly, and you own the whole race car series. I can't believe Graham the Unlucky wasn't caught up in that first lap crash.
I saw it happen in the back. You had it in the back view of the camera. I'm like, well, Graham was definitely in there.
He's got it. We got to see Graham limping out somewhere. But nope, was he in front of it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, surprising.
But not to be left out, Graham did keep the unlucky streak alive because one of the spokes on the wheel broke while he was driving, which is I don't think has ever actually happened during a race before, but it'll happen to Graham. But he did stay in the race once they got it changed.
On the wheel, right? The actual wheel?
The wheel spoke. The metal.
Wow. The massive, like, 5-inch thick metal spoke that they have on those things broke.
That's the piece that broke.
Only Graham Rahal would have that happen to him.
Scotty Mac took the lead later in the race from Herta with a excellent pit stop on about lap 35. Yeah,
poor Herta. He tried the undercut on, what was it, lap like 170 something, almost at the end of the race. He pits early to try to undercut, but then Caillou crashes while he's in the pits, which basically puts him a lap down because it's such a short track. Yeah, and there's pretty much, you can make a pass or two, but that's kind of too far back to make up that much distance. Oh, yeah, you're not getting a lap back on that less than a mile. What do we call it? The almost a mile track? Almost a mile. Yeah. He did try to get some bonus points by drifting through the turn with 27 to go. That was a pretty nice save. That was a pretty good drift. Like, he would have scored points on a drifting competition for that one. Well, I want to know what was up with Armstrong's car. Like, it just was flashing the red light all the time, like he went into Amsterdam mode or something. Yeah, I didn't get that. That's usually if it's raining. I think they'll flip that flashing. Yeah. Will turn on so the spray, you can see the car through the spray. So that's not the harvesting button? I don't think the cars flash at all. It just flashes on the dash when it's hard. And the Christmas light set up on the broadcast screen, too, with the red and green. Well, because in F1, if the car in front of you is harvesting, like a light will flash so that you know not to run into the back of that dude. Then I just thought maybe they had a similar thing. If they do, I don't think I saw it anywhere else, or I wasn't paying enough attention. Well, race 2 was more of the same, which leads me to ask, why do they have 2 races? I mean, couldn't you just do 1 race and make it 500 instead of 2 250s? I mean, now people have to make 4 trips to the track. That's not going to help climate change mitigation. I don't know. I think they just don't have enough ovals, so at Milwaukee and Iowa, they just go twice. Yeah, do they do that many 250s, though? I mean, most ovals like a 300, right? Gateway, I think, was a 300. Yeah. Milwaukee and Iowa, I think, they have both doubleheaders and they're 250 each. They could just put in, I don't know, a stage and have it one night. And anyway. Well,
Palou dominated until about 50 to go when Will Power got him on the undercut and he took the lead.
Oh yeah, and Caillou even got a free pit stop when Canapino found the inside wall, and like he pitted late and Canapino crashed, and so he basically got a free pit, got to come in with the yellow was out.
Oh yeah.
But the most excitement was the last lap crash by Stingray Rob using Alexander Rossi for a ramp, going airborne, followed by a Top Gun barrel roll down the track, and then 3 other cars crashed trying to avoid him. That was one of the better crashes that we've seen.
That was quite the scene. He was released from the hospital and cleared to race on Monday, so he was okay.
Did he have Pray.com on the car?
He did, and it seems to have worked.
See, good man. Good things happen when you put Jesus on the car.
Anyway. Man, that was a cool crash, though. I think it's kind of saved the race for me. I was like, whoa, look at that.
I thought it was the cool down lap at first.
It was Rossi was running out of fuel, and he just ran out, and Stingray was behind him and just didn't have time to react other than, jumping over him.
Well, Rossi went up off the racing line. It's not like he was in the way, and yet Stingray found a way to hit him.
Well, Stingray.
Yeah.
I see Kirkwood. Well, thankfully the halos were there, because Kirkwood would have got a tire to the face if it were not.
Oh, the halo thing?
Yeah, or the aero screen the IndyCar has, not halo.
They should just do the halo. The aero screen just looks really awful.
And they get so hot in there, too.
Yeah. You know what? That was a cool car when they first brought out that new prototype, but they've slowly evolved it to look dumber and dumber as time goes on.
What is that car now? Like 20 years old? Maybe
Yeah.
it's over 10. 12 years?
Is it that long? When did... the last time they were at Phoenix, they had the new car prototype out, like where we could see it. So that's pre-pandemic era when
I
they
remember
came out.
Dan Weldon helped test the car, so that's how old the car is.
Oh, wow.
This chassis style.
Yeah, because remember they had that awful car with basically fenders completely around the back of it.
Oh, the aero kit.
Yeah, and
It
then
looked ridiculous.
it didn't even look like it wasn't an open wheel car.
That was the same car, but it just had they changed the pieces.
Yeah, and it got better.
Yeah. Anyway, once again, IndyCar cannot catch a break with television, and NBC moved coverage of the primetime Saturday night Iowa race to CNBC due to insane communists shooting at people again.
Did somebody get shot?
Close. Pretty close.
Almost. I guess the ear counts. Technically, Trump did get shot.
He did.
So, nice job, Secret Service.
Good work, everybody. Just all around. Great job.
Yeah, don't look at that building with the straight, less than 200-yard view. Nobody's going to go up on that almost flat roof.
What's that guy doing over there? I don't know. It's probably fine.
Yeah, he's just crawling around. He's okay. Is that a rifle? No.
Anyway.
I honestly forgot that the cars had hybrid power. Like, there was no little battery emote on the pylon on the TV screen. At least the one I watched, you couldn't see the little battery thing.
I would see, when they switched to an in-car, I think I could see a little battery filling up and emptying on the corner.
Oh, yeah.
But that was it.
But it's not like the road course when you could, on the pylon, you could see the little battery and how charged up it was. You couldn't see that, so I forgot.
I was wondering, it seems like it didn't really even affect anyone, and I don't know. Maybe IndyCar had dialed the power down, or was super conservative with it being the first use on oval track. That would be my guess.
How are they supposed to harvest? Instead of braking, they would brake late and harvest into the corners?
Get, you'll let off the throttle early and use the harvest to slow you down a bit. It could help you save fuel, they were talking about, but
that actually does sound kind of complicated. I mean, I guess you got to figure it out where you're gonna let off with the harvest. Anyway,
it does seem kind of like a lot of extra work on an oval track, where before you would just brake and gas and turn left.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? They got to do a better job of selling it, because I barely knew. Actually, I didn't even know. I forgot that there was hybrid.
I think Ed Carpenter should have stayed retired because he crashed out in both oval races today.
Yeah, he later said the new hybrid car had too many buttons and flashy lights.
Maybe it's just time to be a team owner for him.
Yeah, who did he replace? Was it Rasputin?
He runs the ovals for his race team, and Rasmussen does the road and street courses.
Oh, okay. Okay, because so we didn't have the full Beavis and Butthead team out there of Stingray Rob and Rob and Rasputin together.
No.
So I'm sure Rasputin could have crashed somebody out too. Hey, at least Ferrucci was entertaining.
Is anyone other than Ferrucci going to attempt a pass late in the run? Like, once, you get like 10 or 15 laps out of the pit stops, everyone just went single file, and the only person I saw making any moves was Ferrucci. He would, get a little crazy going up on the outside, and everyone else was just in line.
Yeah, at least he made it interesting.
I mean, I know all the other drivers don't really like him, but...
Why not?
I don't know.
His homophobic insults?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Graham cares.
No. Hopefully, they should make a couple more of them to make the races more interesting when there's no passing.
Yeah, at least he's entertaining.
Speaking of no passing, it was NASCAR once again ruined a perfectly good IndyCar track with their track updates and repaving nonsense.
How can it be a good race for NASCAR and a bad race for IndyCar? Like, is it... Because they repaved the upper portion.
Most of it looked... For... What did they do in May? They did like the bottom 2 to 2.5 lanes around the track, which was super grippy.
Yeah, the bottom, not the top. But.
And so the top was all the old asphalt, which was slow. So IndyCar couldn't do much side by side, but NASCAR could. I think a lot of it had to do with the speed. IndyCar's running so much faster that their tires had to be on the grippy asphalt to keep going quickly.
Graduated banking, maybe? Isn't that what they did up Vegas to make it more...
Vegas Homestead has that. I think all new tracks should do something like that.
Or at least if you're going to pave the whole track and not half the track.
Hopefully they finished paving the track after this race.
Or and maybe just make it one race.
At least they didn't throw down that stupid PJ1 compound like they did at Texas. Do you remember that? The high groove had that sticky, and it if an Indy car touched it, it would just send itself off into the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was dumb.
Yeah.
Next up for IndyCar this weekend, the Toronto Street Course.
Hey.
I like that race. Do they still have the arch in there? I remember the arch.
I remember Paul Tracy doing the parade with the wrestling mask on.
Tracy Bourdais was a fun time.
Oh yeah, that was actually interesting.
Even though there was no other good drivers in the series at the time.
Yeah.
Toronto 1.78 mile street course, 85 laps, only 152 miles for the race. Seems kind of short.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually what road courses were for IndyCar for a long time.
This race is on Peacock only, so nobody's going to actually see it.
Great.
Which is disappointing.
It feels like NBC's like the jilted, boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
We're not going to go out anymore after this? Fine.
Every weekend it feels like something pushes the race or changes something. They just can't get... NBC doesn't care anymore, pretty much.
Yeah. They're like, I'm moving on to someone else. Well, there was no Formula One last weekend. F1 management used the time to investigate how Hungary got a race.
Can they investigate how Hungary made it into the EU also?
I think they gave France a bribe of 50,000 crates of Nutella.
Ooh, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
I did see Haas signed a deal with Ferrari to keep the Ferrari power units through 2028. But there's talk of them teaming up with Toyota after that.
Ooh. I don't know if that's a good choice. Toyota's not really known for great F1 engines. They're more like... What are they known for?
Off-road trucks.
Off-road trucks.
NASCAR?
Oh, that's right. They make a NASCAR engine now. Oh, they actually do pretty good there, huh?
Their WEC car is pretty good lately.
Yeah, but I mean, back when they were in Formula One, they were never great.
No, until the year they left, and then they were fantastic the year after.
Yeah.
I don't. Wouldn't 2028 be midway through the next formula? Why would you not wait until the formula's up and start with a new one?
That does seem kind of odd, because what, you're gonna switch from Ferrari to Toyota in the middle of a formula? I mean, I guess you could do it, but why?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Budget reasons.
Haas is actually doing a little better this year, so I'll give him some leeway.
They found what points are. That's kind of nice for them. There was talk of a third win for Mercedes in Hungary, and do we really want to see that? Didn't we have enough of Mercedes in the previous two formulas?
It's the reason Lewis is not my favorite, or not the driver I root for. I would still say he's my favorite, like as a person, because, like, if you're gonna leave your children with anybody, it would probably be Lewis. Like, he's a nice guy. He actually went and congratulated Verstappen when Verstappen won the championship the first time on a questionable call. I mean, man, his dad went and talked to him, and then he went back like within 3 minutes and congratulated Verstappen. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could do
that. But he did it.
Yeah.
You get so tired of someone winning for so long, you're like, oh, God, this guy again.
Oh, yeah.
I remember with Vettel, I felt the same way, and
yeah,
now it kind of happens. It's just, the same guy that wins all the races. You're like, come on, let's get someone else in there.
Yeah, we thought this year was going to be worse. It's actually better than expected.
It didn't start off well, but then everyone caught up.
Yeah. Ferrari has slumped early this year. Usually, like, after the August break, they start falling back. But this year they started falling back early, so they're on top of things.
They're pretty lucky they got that win at Monaco, and
oh yeah,
Carlos got one early because I don't think they've got anything else for the rest of the year.
Well, they went backwards. The team principal was saying that basically Silverstone was a practice. Like, they were using it as a test session, basically, so they could be better further on in the year. Which I'm not entirely sure what that means, but
I don't think that needs to be your strategy to win championships.
No. Well, next weekend we have the Hungarian Grand Prix at the aptly named Hungaroring, a 2.7 mile track. 70 laps, 190 miles, which is longer than IndyCar's 152 miles.
Interesting.
In other news, you know what? I just have a general comment for racing, victory celebrations, because I watched the burnouts in NASCAR at the end of the race, and I'm like, you know what? It's time for something new. Every driver does burnouts or donuts. The only person that does anything different is Castronemes, who used to climb the wall once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Newgarden would run into the crowd at Indy.
That was fun.
Yeah. Which the Secret Service is not going to let him do that next year. But,
no.
Yeah, but why do the same thing? Take a lesson from football and soccer and do like a dance if you win, or like slide on your knees across the tarmac, or like a Dukes of Hazzard slide across the hood. Come on, race drivers, you can do better.
I don't know about the tarmac and the knees. That seems uncomfortable.
If you get those, don't they have those like plastic puck things on their knees?
Oh yeah, like the motorcycle drivers have.
Yeah. I mean, I know F1 drivers have them. They're kind of turned in so they don't bang their knees on the inside. But you could just rotate it a little bit, run. I mean, the track's on oval, it's sloped anyway. You could just do a victory slide down the something. That's it for this week's show.
I'm done.
Yeah, we have 3 races. Wait, do we have 3 races next week?
Yes.
Yes.
And then there's the Olympic break, where not a lot happens.
You know what? I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I know F1 always takes a break in August. They don't race for like 4 weeks in August.
Yeah, they take a lot of time off.
Yeah, that kind of works. And then IndyCar, I don't even know what they're doing. NASCAR's not taking a break for the Olympics, are they?
2 weeks off they're going to have.
Oh.
Because NBC covers NASCAR, well, and IndyCar. So I think they're both going to be off for at least 2 weeks.
It's not like it's on NBC anyway, so what does it matter?
No, they'll just cut away from it for some reason.
They're going to send it to like Peacock Junior or some channel like that.
Probably.
Really? So NASCAR won't take a break for Mother's Day and Easter, but they'll take a break for the Olympics. And the parody. Let's not forget the parody.
Well, Mother's Day isn't paying NASCAR $1 billion, so they'll do whatever NBC tells them.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next week.